Hey, everybody, it's Dale Jr. for the Dale Jr. Download. This is the Ask Junior Live portion of the show on YouTube, presented by Nationwide. Thanks for tuning in. We had Clint Boyer on the show earlier, and been sort of cruising through this one. It's been a good show. Leah's got all your questions coming in. She's going to tee them up.
All right, let's start with M. Carpenter. He wants to know, are you still riding your bicycle? Haven't seen many posts about it lately.
Yeah, me and Amy just went for a ride about 2 weeks ago, and that's the first one I've taken this year probably. I haven't rode my bike at all, and I felt pretty bad about it. And then I talked to Jimmy Johnson, who is getting ready to run the Boston Marathon, and he said he's only rode about 100 miles on his bike this year, but that he's ran over 1,000 miles. And so then I felt bad again.
That's crazy.
I was like, oh, you're not on your bike either?
Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, but I ran 1,000 miles.
Yeah. But I still got all my stuff. I still love it. I enjoy it, and I'll probably always be doing it, but just hard to find the time. I used to make the time, though. I used to get up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning and go do it. I'm not doing that anymore. I need to get back on track. I'm not disciplined.
It's hard when you got a kid. I'm telling you, kids are game changers.
It's simply just being lazy, I think.
We got a lot of people chiming in about Jimmy Johnson. Well, would you ever run the Boston
No.
Marathon?
Hell no. I mean, no. I don't enjoy running. It's painful. I'm serious, man. That's why I got into biking, because I wanted to do something to sort of try to keep myself in some kind of decent shape. And running was painful. I would have problems with my feet, my knees, something every time. And when you're running and you got a sore knee, you run differently, and that creates problems elsewhere and pain elsewhere. So I never really enjoyed running much. I did get some, they do make some shoes, though. I can't even remember the name of the brand that makes these shoes, but they're very squishy. That helped a lot.
You had them?
Yeah. I run, a couple times a year. I'll get out and run just to
Make sure you can still do it.
Yeah, I don't even know why I do it. You think, oh, man, I'm going to start running again. You go run one time, then you don't run for 3 months. But I like to ride the bike, just getting out on the road. And even around, the fun thing about riding my bike is there's roads like literally a mile or two from my house that I haven't been down. And when you're riding your bike, you can go down those roads, and you can be nosy as hell and see what everybody's doing in their yard and what's going on in the neighborhood. So riding the bike's pretty fun, just getting out and cruising around the roads local to the house.
Nitro Gator wants to know, how did you get your nickname Junebug?
Well, Darryl Waltrip's probably going to try to take credit for it. But I don't know. It happened a long, long time ago. I can't even remember how that started. I think Dad started calling me Junebug. Just picked up. No point, no reason whatsoever.
My assumption is that your dad called you Junebug at some point, and DW was in the vicinity, and that's how DW
started. Yeah,
started.
So Junebug used it all. Yeah, DW used it quite a bit. Dad and I he called me Little E, and he did that because he was trying to needle me, and I would call him Big E.
To needle him back?
To needle him back, like Big Ego.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever call him Big Ego?
Yeah.
Like you'd say
I would
ego?
go Big Ego. And we were just picking on each other.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
He actually, remember he had this hat that said Big E, or just had a giant
and you had
E.
a little E.
Yeah, it had a giant E on it.
Yes.
My mom still calls you Little E when referring to you. Like, oh, how's work going? How's Little E? And I'm like, I
know.
haven't heard that in forever. It's kind of weird.
Yep.
That Big E. Go.
Groathouse wants to know, whose helmet is on the shelf behind you?
All right, so this helmet is a Jimmy Means helmet, and I think it's probably early 90s. Jimmy Means was sort of an independent racer in the Cup Series through the 80s and the 90s. Still is in the sport today as an Xfinity owner. David Starr drives for him, that orange 52 car. And I've always, me and Jimmy had a son named Brad. Me and Brad were around the same age, and we would partner up and run around the racetrack together and just have fun when we were kids. And I'm still in contact with their family today. And I was a big fan of Jimmy's, as he was a struggling independent, and I just enjoyed watching him try to make something out of nothing. And so Brad gave me that helmet a long time ago, and I thought it would be a good piece to have in here.
Hey, chiming in, I'm interrupting here because I know she won't ask it, but Wizard, like a lot of people noticing things in the studio, which is really cool. Wizard noticed the Wally sitting in here, the NHRA trophy of Leah's, and she's bashful about it.
She won't ask,
I wouldn't bring that up.
No,
but
Ron Capps.
that is my Wally that Ron Capps gave to me my last NHRA drag race. I worked with Don Schumacher Racing for 7 years. And my final race, Ron Capps won, and he gave me that Wally.
He made a big deal in Victory Lane.
He did.
He did. I thought that was really cool.
I was really embarrassed.
Well, it certainly made us excited because he had so much respect and appreciation for you that you were coming to work with us. We were so excited about that.
I get to see those guys in a couple weeks when they're here in Charlotte.
Yep.
Yeah. Mark McCullum, he wants to know, is there a goal of how many cars we can see fit on the table?
That's a good question. I've been wanting to ask that myself because I think that we have room for more.
More are coming.
Good, because I think we got some cool stuff. I think we're onto something.
I have one that I forgot to bring this morning. It's Mark Martin's Buick, the 02 Buick, Buck Stove Buick that he raced in 1981. And I left it at the house and didn't bring it this morning. But as we go, I'm just going to continue to add to this. And the tough part about it is for Door Bumper Clear, for the other podcast that Brett and TJ do, they have to take all these off the table. And then they have to be put back on the table. And
I told them to bring their own, but they haven't done it yet.
They're not. Well, don't let their stuff get all mixed in with my stuff.
Hey, by the way, that new one that you're going to bring in, I thought the intriguing part is you sent us a picture of it. And I don't know if you saw the picture, but it's like you did some mods.
Yeah, I lowered it. Some of the mods, yes. It's not,
what?
That sounds like the most Earnhardt thing ever. I lowered it.
I lowered the diecast. It was not, I didn't like the ride height, so I changed it.
So perfect.
Speaking of Jimmy Means, this is a custom diecast of Jimmy Means, number 52 Folgers, when Tim Richmond was sick. And they had they had to get a replacement driver quickly for Charlotte. They brought Jimmy Means in. Rick Hendrick gave Jimmy an opportunity in a great car. So this is sort of a custom die-cast of that. There's a lot of cool ones on the table, though. This is probably my favorite. This gold amp might be one of my favorites of all time that I ever drove.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I know. Yeah. I just thought that gold car was so awesome. Oh, a gold car. The whole car's gold. Yeah. I don't know.
This is a very important question from Jimmy Baskin, but it kind of goes along with what we were talking about with Boyer earlier. Ribs or pulled pork?
Oh, ribs.
Yeah.
I love ribs or brisket. Pulled pork, to me, I don't like the consistency that much. And so I don't eat pulled pork often. And I don't really enjoy and love. I wanted to I wanted to talk about this with Clinton. We didn't.
That's right.
Since he lives in North Carolina, but he's from the Midwest. What his favorite barbecue was and what he thought about North Carolina barbecue. And I'm not a real big fan of North Carolina barbecue, Mike.
I'm not either because of vinegar.
Yeah.
I don't particularly just gravitate towards vinegar.
I like vinegar because it's in a lot of other things that I like, but
you don't like it on your barbecue.
I just don't. Yeah, I like the thicker barbecue sauces, and I like brisket and ribs, and I don't. Pulled pork is kind of a Carolina thing.
But I was just going to say, if you don't like the consistency of pulled pork, that right there has to do with then your preference of not your non-preference of North Carolina barbecue.
I almost hate to admit it because I'm from North Carolina. You're supposed to love all things North Carolina, but I can't get down.
It's all right.
It's not my favorite.
We forgot to ask Clint that.
Yeah.
We didn't forget. The guy wouldn't shut up. I mean, my gosh, Clint Boyer was just going on for an hour, and we realized, we got to move on. He was good. Y'all should check it out.
There's a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot.
AB wants to know, did anyone take a shot with Boyer?
We didn't. I was just kidding. It's too early in the morning, man. Even I won't drink before 10 o'clock. I mean, you got to have some personal rules.
Even on vacation?
No.
On vacation I probably wouldn't drink before 10 o'clock. No.
Yeah.
No. I don't think – I feel like, come on, man. There's
There's got to be a boundary.
There's some boundaries. There's some things that you just – as a dad, if I'm on vacation by myself with some buddies or something, I might have to pop top for 10 o'clock, but that's getting pretty aggressive. Because when you're with your buddies, you're going to drink all day. You can't start drinking at 9 o'clock.
Right. All of this is stuff we talk about with Boyer. Yeah. So there is that. We didn't do it, but certainly some interesting conversations.
When is it? Okay, so that I guess a good question is what's your limit? What's your personal limit? When you're willing to start? What's the earliest you're willing to start?
When do you start?
If it's a Saturday, you're on a beach vacation. These are the perfect parameters for starting early in the morning. Maybe you're hanging out with your buddies, no kids.
Oh.
Maybe even the wife in there. You got
what do you
total control of the situation. I think 10 o'clock's early enough.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock.
Yeah, if you go early, like put it this way, when like Bojangles stops serving biscuits,
Then it's time to drink.
it's time to drink.
Yeah.
But
No, you can't drink.
Bojangles doesn't stop serving biscuits. Is that what you're trying to do here? You can buy a biscuit at Bojangles all day. Do you have a drinking problem?
I rolled her off the trailer this weekend in Buffalo
Yeah.
and put a set of stickers on it. I didn't wreck, so I'm happy.
I think 10 or 11 o'clock. The only reason I would say is that I just can't, and I know some people are different. This is just me personally. I couldn't drink with breakfast. Like having beer with my eggs.
Yeah.
What, Bloody Mary?
I don't like Bloody Marys. I'm just saying, but this is just me.
Mimosa.
I wouldn't drink with my breakfast. So let's call it 10 o'clock. That's a good, nice time to start.
Yeah, 10's really pushing it.
And it's too late. 10
Any
o'clock's
earlier
too
than-
late to eat
if
breakfast.
if there's still morning in the air, you don't need to be popping open, cracking a beer open.
There's still dew on the
There's
grass.
still if the sun still hasn't burned the fog off. Yeah.
We should ask that of Boyer. Like, when is the start time for Boyer, do you reckon?
I would say it's about the same, 10 or 11 o'clock.
All right, that was good.
All right.
Was the question, what was the question? I don't even remember. What time do you start drinking?
What was the question?
Or did we
just
start
went
doing
in the
that?
weeds.
I think we went.
Oh,
the
they were
weeds.
asking if we took a shot.
What do you think?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how it started.
Yeah.
And then now everybody's chiming in about when to drink.
What
and when to
are they
drink.
saying?
A lot of all day. You can start whenever the sun comes up.
Really?
Whatever the
Bloody
hell you
Marys,
want.
yeah, mimosas.
See, I don't drink a lot of mimosas or Bloody Marys.
Yeah, me neither.
I would have one of those at 9 o'clock for breakfast or something. So I don't count that. I'm thinking cranking open a beer. Turning it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Turning up a long neck.
Judd Miller was at RIR and he opened the first one at 8:30.
This
There you
morning?
go.
Damn champion.
No, at Richmond this past weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God, yeah. I guess
If
if you're
you're
at
at
a
a
race.
racetrack,
The race, if there's a different set of parameters.
Those-
Dale, we're learning. There's a lot more to this than we even
Yeah.
thought about.
There's
yeah.
some discovery going on.
Racetrack has its own rules on this, so which is to say there isn't any. That's a good point.
All right, that'll be it for today. That was
All right. Good stuff, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for Nationwide for supporting this segment of the show, Ask Junior Live on YouTube. Make sure to follow at Dirty Mo Media on all our handles, social media and YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We'll see you guys next week. Hope you enjoy the podcast. The download is coming out later tonight. Also, don't forget, tomorrow and every Tuesday, 5 o'clock on
5:30.
5:30. Sorry, 5:30
this week.
Yeah, 5:30 this week. 1 hour of the Dale Jr. Download podcast edited down to 1 hour. The podcast is a little bit longer than that. On NBC SN, 5:30 tomorrow.